What's going on, everyone? So we have the first game in the month of April. This game is very important, very significant, right? Lakers got the bounce back win against the Brooklyn Nets. Now you got to continue that streak. You got the Toronto Raptors, you got the Washington Wizards on a back-to-back. It's a back-to-back. You got to get it done. You just won your most previous back-to-back, right? Handle business, get this done. I know both these teams are under 500. I know both these teams are not very good. They're both kind of racing for the bottom rather than racing for the top, but still, they are NBA teams. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. They're going to give you their best effort game in and game out, night in and night out. You can count on it, right? So the Lakers need to lock down. They need to be focused. They need to come with that energy that we saw in the Brooklyn Nets game, right? I'm not saying that they have to run out to a 15-0 lead or anything like that, but they have to play with that effort, that energy, that sense of urgency, that sense of like, hey, we need to get this done. We need to pull off this win. We cannot afford to mess around, right? LeBron's talked about it, that, hey, they're still NBA teams, right? We cannot look at this as like, oh, these are gimme wins. These are guaranteed wins. No, we have to look at this as like, this is urgent. There is no room for error. There is no room for mistakes. Go out and get this done. Not just that, but Toronto, right? They're on like a 13-game losing streak, right? You don't want to be that team. On top of that, they are finally getting back Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett, of course, because it's the Lakers. And again, every team wants to give you their best effort. Every player wants to show up and play on the Lakers and get that notoriety, get that attention. It doesn't matter what it is. A guy could be sawed in half, and guess what? He magically gets super glued back together, and he's ready to play the Lakers. It's unbelievable. But look, the Lakers have all the momentum heading in their direction, right? You have this final stretch of 7 games. You gotta go 6-1. At worst 5-2, but I think 6-1, you're probably in really good shape to be in the 7th or 8th seed range, especially with Sacramento and the Phoenix Suns. Both of them have very tough schedules. Both of them have their issues, right, going on. So if you can kind of do your part, do your job, I do believe you'll overtake at least one of them. You should be able to overtake at least one of them. But it's putting your best foot forward, right? We're going to be without Gabe Vincent. We're going to be without Cam Reddish. The Gabe Vincent thing is just precaution. It's the first game of a back-to-back, right? You don't want to try to push him too much right now, right? You want to kind of like, hey, ease him into it. Let him come back for the Wizards game, whatever. I think that this is the right call. I think this is the right decision. Obviously, we want all hands on deck. Obviously, we want as many bodies as possible. Obviously, he's a big defensive piece, and you saw that in the Nets game. You saw him getting after it and his hustle and his energy on the defensive side of things. So I do think that he's an important piece, but you need him for the long haul. You don't just need him for right now. You need him for the play-in, the postseason, all of those things. If you can get him back, you get him healthy, you keep him healthy, you're going to be in good shape. Cam Reddish thing, that's the thing that's a little concerning because he just keeps going back and forth like he's in a game and then he's not, and then he's playing 4 minutes and then he's out and then he's back into a game. And to me, like, just let him get rest. Let him get easy, right? Made a video diving into both of these guys yesterday. Definitely go check that video out if you haven't already seen it. But to me, like, let him heal up. Right? We need these guys. We need the bodies. We need the defensive pieces for the playoffs, for the postseason. Right? I'm not going to get into the details too heavily because, again, I made a whole video about it. But Cam Reddish, again, he's not a guy that's going to have huge importance and huge like rotation minutes, but he is a guy that you could throw out just to kind of wear guys down over the course of the season with his size, with his length, with his versatility. I like him for, again, just spot minutes, not anything too crazy. But we'll see how this plays out. Obviously, LeBron and AD, do they both play these back-to-backs? I think you have to. I really do. I think because these are the games that you should win. And if you win these games, then that kind of gives you a little more. I mean, again, every game is dire. Every game is must-win game 7. But if you win these 2 games, then the last 5 games you have, because you do have that back-to-back against the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Minnesota Timberwolves, you have a little more wiggle room, right? You have a little more of a safety net to where it's like, okay, maybe, if let's say you win the Cavs game, right? Okay, maybe we rest LeBron in that T-Wolves game, or maybe you rest AD in that T-Wolves, which that might be tough, but still, you get my point, right? Like, I'm not saying that they should. I'm not saying that they will, but that's kind of been the trend this year, right? It's just, you got 7 games left. We need all hands on deck. We need to win as many, if not all of these games as possible. I thought that they would go 10-3 in their final 13 games. So far, they've only lost 1, and they're like 18-8 in their last 26. So they're playing excellent basketball. We're winning basketball games. Got the momentum. We're starting to get pieces back. Jared Vanderbilt should be back in the next week or two, hopefully. All of these things are very impactful for us. All of these things just keep adding to the momentum, to what we are building here, and you ride that into the playoffs. Lakers are in good shape. Again, Lakers are 9 games over 500 right now. You win this game, 10 games of 5. You win another one, you're 11 games over 500. Like, Lakers are in good shape. Any other season, they'd be the 3 seed right now. It's just they had that one little hiccup where they went 3-10, and it sucks. But it's like they've been one of the best teams in the league since then, and it's just, I mean, they've had their struggles. Don't get me wrong, they've had their issues, but record-wise, winning-wise, they've been fantastic. They're winning games. They're like number 1 in the league against the top teams in the league. Like they've shown that they match up well and can beat pretty much anybody, right? They even have more against those top teams than the Boston Celtics do, right? So like the Lakers are a team that you don't want to play. You don't want to match up with, but we got to get to the playoffs. And unfortunately, you did have that 3-10 stretch, and it hurt you. And yes, any other year, you might still be fighting for a top 3 seed, but guess what? That's not any other year. That's this year. This year, you're the 9th seed. So you have to keep winning. You got to trust that if you do your job and you do your part, that those 2 teams in front of you, being the Sacramento Kings and the Phoenix Suns, at least one of them will drop, which I do believe at least one will drop, if not both. I think you have a real chance. If you go 7-0 down the stretch, I without a doubt believe that they overtake both, if not one. If you go 6-1, I'm pretty confident anything below that, it's where it kind of gets tough. That's where I kind of go, this may be a little brutal, right? Because Phoenix, we have the tiebreaker. Sacramento, they have the tiebreaker over us. So we have to win 1 extra game than these teams, right? Like, if you finish with the same record as Sacramento, guess what? The Lakers drop, not Sacramento, right? So you have to win a full game more than Sacramento. So if they win 47, you have to win 48, right? If they win 46, you win 47, right? So this is very likely going to come down all the way to the tail end of the season. This is very likely going to come down to that Pelicans game at the final game of the season could be ultimately the deciding factor, right? Like, it could come down that deep. Now, hopefully it does. Hopefully Lakers, maybe they go 6-0 leading into that game. They're like 2 games ahead of Sacramento for the 8th seed. And it's like, okay, even if we lose that game, it's fine. Just rest everybody. We're good. That's ideal. That's best case scenario. Realistically, it's probably coming down to the wire. It starts, you had a great February, right? You went 9-3 in February. You go 9-5 in March, which you had 2 more games, right? Which you had 2 more losses. But still, like, okay, go 9-3. You go 9-2, or 9-5 in March. You got 7 games, basically half of the games that you've had the last few months. Handle business. You got to go, like I said, 6-1, right? Which would be on pace for that. Like, basically, if you translate February into this month, then that's what your record should be. You still have some tough games. You got the Warriors who are competing and trying to climb to the top. The Pelicans, they could be coming down to the wire. We'll see. So they may end up playing everybody. Obviously, the Cavs and the Timberwolves. You have at least 4 games, right, that teams are going to be coming for you, right? Then you have the other 3 games, and the Raptors, the Wizards, and the Grizzlies. Those 3 games, you have to win those 3 games. Like, you have to. You have no other choice. You have to win those 3 games. You win those 3 games, right? Now you have those other 4, in which you got to win at least half, bare minimum. I think you got to win at least 3 of them, but we'll see. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you think the Lakers go down the stretch? What are your thoughts with the Lakers down the stretch? Think the Lakers get the W against the Toronto Raptors? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.